Hey folks, just thought I'd give you another quick update on my first order TIE Fighter build, which I've got here in front of the camera. You can see here I've got the fully assembled Bandai model and the Revel Snap Kit version behind it. So when we looked at these previously, I actually shot that first video quite a few months ago, and this Bandai model has been sat on my shelf, in the sprues and parts for quite a while. I just haven't got around to it. But obviously the Revel has been built since the day I bought it, straight out of the box, 10 minutes, it's done. Obviously the Revel one here is quite a bit bigger than the Bandai one, but as you saw in the last video, even with this size, the detail on the Bandai one compared to the Revel one is much, much higher. So this is a much, much higher quality product than what you're getting with Revel here. And I mean, that's fair enough, because I guess this is sort of sold to younger kit builders, I suppose, who just want the model, and there's absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, it looks great, but if you want to go the full hog and paint and do everything yourself, that's where Bandai stuff comes in. So what have I done? This was a really, really easy build, to be honest. I mean, there's really, really not much to it. Let me not wave it around so you guys can see what's going on. I just need to figure out where the camera here is going to stop focusing. But most of the pain with this was actually in the cockpit, because the cockpit in there has got all sorts of different parts and decals that need putting on, and I spent a lot of time making all those sort of different parts for the cockpit, painting them, thinking, oh yeah, this is going to look really great, this will be a really good showpiece, only to find out that once you assemble it, you pretty much can't see anything in it. What I'm trying to do is just grab a finger light so I can shine this in the top. So if I pop that in there, is that working? No, not really. Maybe I'll just grab the lamp here and move it a bit closer. So apologies for the flaring, but I shine that through the top. You can just about start to see some of what's going on in that cockpit detail. But to be honest, yeah, it's very, very hard to see in there. You can see the little pilot, and he's got all sorts of things going on in there. Yeah. So, I mean, people who do scale modelling for the joy and the pleasure and I guess the discipline of getting a model completely right would go to that level of effort to get the cockpit looking really, really nice inside. To be honest, if I'd realised it was going to come out like this, I probably wouldn't have spent enough time, because all I want to do with this is use it for photography, and I guess the kind of photography I'm going to do with this, I know I'm not going to need that much detail in the cockpit. So one thing to be aware of, I think certainly for anything like an X-Wing or the Falcon, where the canopy is going to be much more open, you can sort of see inside, it's more important. So I'll talk a little bit about the paint job. I mean, all the black parts I pretty much just sprayed with a black primer. Went straight black. I probably should have gone a little bit of a lighter black, and then I could have used a wash or something, which would have just brought out a bit more depth. But I guess what I thought was, when you have light on these things with the angles, there's so many hard edges, it's going to create lots of shadows. So again, I really don't need to sort of bring attention to the depth with the paint job. So black parts all black. The grey parts of the wing there was a Tamiya light grey, I forget which one of the lightest ones they do. And then what I've done is, if you look sort of carefully, I've given all the black parts a very, very light dry brush with I think an AK Interactive true metal oil paint, which just gives the whole body this kind of worn look. Certainly when I looked at the ties in the films, they kind of had that effect where they've got this worn black metal effect, and I'm pretty happy with how that's turned out. With the cells, what am I saying? I forget what these things are called. These grey panels on the TIE fighters. Ion something or other. Some smart ass is going to make a comment below and correct me. But anyway, try to black wash on these because there's this great kind of grill effect there. But it didn't turn out too well, as washes never do, for me. Thinking I might try again with a gunk wash. I'm not sure yet. But otherwise, I'm pretty happy with this. I'm going to do some more weathering on it. So obviously the dry brushing is a big part of the finish. But I want to sort of do, explosion spots and things. And maybe a little bit of rust, oil leaks. Probably not too much of that though. But otherwise, it's done. It looks great. So I've got the two. I've got the Bandai and I've got the Revel. The other thing about the Revel that's very, very obvious now, looking at it, is it's, and I didn't pick this up before, it's brown. The black parts are actually brown, whereas the Bandai one is just black, which is kind of weird. I'm not sure why they went for that brown tone over a black or dark grey. But hey, there you go. So there we go, quick update on the tie. Probably I'll only do one more on this once I've done the weathering, and that'll be it. And then I'll get a few shots and things, and you'll see what I start to do with this when I get it in some more photography. So there we go. Cheers.
Head to ToyShooter.com to join our newsletter and get my free guide to toy photography. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel on YouTube using the link below. When you subscribe, look for this option to be notified whenever we upload new tutorials. Otherwise, videos will probably get lost in your feed here on YouTube. To see my work on Instagram, you can follow our account at instagram.com/WeShootToys, where you'll also find some exclusive behind-the-scenes videos. You can also get regular news and updates from our Facebook page at facebook.com/ToyShooter. As with YouTube, you can get notified whenever I upload news or photos by clicking on that like button arrow, then selecting all notifications. You can always change this later if I'm posting more cool stuff than you can handle. Here are all those links again. See you next time.